All right, welcome into the program. It's a Tuesday afternoon. This is the rundown here on the Carolina Jackpot channel, also the Rob and Kale Facebook page. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Randall for getting the first comment in of the day. You are the man, sir. Got a lot of stuff we can get into today. I'm going to tell you we've kind of talked a little bit about this. It's good to see all of you folks over there. Logan, I'm doing well, Randall. Thank you. Anyway, lots of things we're going to get into today, including kind of talked about this too. The so-called biggest games of the year. I'm going to give you what I think are the games that I am looking forward to the most this upcoming season, as far as on the college football front. And as always, we'll take you guys your calls here if you want. I'll put the link over here so you guys can jump into the show. And as always, you're welcome to come in and check it out. Randall says he can't wait for the LSU Southern Cal game. You know, that's one of the games that it's. I know it's appointment viewing for the LSU folks. For me, it's not because you're playing Southern Cal, and I'm one of those things when I hear Southern Cal, I just don't like watching Southern Cal games. I don't feel that Southern Cal and to a lesser extent UCLA, Cal, all those teams on the West Coast, they seem like they're on a foreign planet to me compared to the college football that I grew up with here in the South. Now, I know that makes me sound like I'm just some kind of ignorant hillbilly, but that's just the way that I feel. And I don't think that they do college football like we do college football here. It's an afterthought there. So it's kind of hard for me to respect Southern Cal. So with that, I hope LSU beats the holy shit out of them. So there you go. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. But Lincoln Riley's got some issues too. He doesn't have Caleb Williams to lean on. So, I mean, I just telling you, like, and I know that nationally everybody's going to be in love with that. I know the LSU folks are all about it. But for me, I just feel like, ugh, okay, you know, I will give you the games like uh like I've got there. Gamecock Sporty says sounds like we got an SEC homer. No, I just don't care about those games. The West Coast teams, I'll watch Oregon. I think Oregon gets it right. The rest of them, though, not so much. I can tell you what I'm tired of hearing about. I'm tired of hearing about Michigan and Ohio State and how we're all just assholes we're the chihuahua in like Paris Hilton's bag. That's how they see us when it comes down to on the front of the on the front. Hold on, someone just sent me something silly here. Anyway, let me reply to this email from work really quick here. I sorry about that. Anyway, I just don't think that those games. I'm tired of hearing about Ohio State and Michigan. Is what I'm boiling down to. I'm tired of hearing about how they're the greatest thing ever. Uh, I don't. I mean, aren't we all tired of hearing about Ohio State and Michigan and how great that game is supposed to be? And it's like, oh, this is the game to end all games. I mean, let's just stop with it, you know? So there's that. Is there a game that you feel like that keeps getting shoved down your throat? It's kind of how I feel about Ohio State and Michigan. I just don't care. You corn huppers can do your thing. Todd, I'm going to do a rundown Monday through Friday during football season, barring unless something crazy happens. It'll generally be 3 o'clock. That will be the time that I do it. If I don't, might go a little earlier, might go a little later, depending on on how things go. So there's that. Randall says he's interested where Ryan Day will end up when Ohio State fires him. The guy's won. The guy's lost 8 games. I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to fire him. But I'm tired of hearing about Ohio State and Michigan. Gamecock Sporty, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob. How you doing today?
Good, bud. What you got?
You were talking about biggest games of the year and games you find most like.
These are the biggest games that I like. This is the selfish show. Okay? And now I know that everybody's going to be like, well, Ohio State and Michigan, that'll determine who wins the Big Ten championship. Look, take your Big Ten title and smoke it. I don't give a shit about it. Okay? I'm
Right.
talking about what I like. I don't care if Michigan and Ohio State play each other. Generally, whoever wins that game ends up getting the shit kicked out of them in the playoffs by someone else. Just saying. Yes, Michigan won last year. They did. But in the grand scheme of things,
Mm-hmm.
and look, ask yourself this question. If Michigan played Georgia, last year's Georgia team, right now, would you bet on Michigan?
No.
I wouldn't. I would bet on Georgia all day today and twice on Sunday. Sorry. It's just the way that I feel. So I'm tired of hearing about the Big Ten's the greatest. Shut up. It's
Well, the S.
see, like when you're an SEC apologist, right? And you hear me say these things about the SEC, it doesn't bother. I mean, it pisses you off. But we get the same shit from the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State and Michigan is our Super Bowl. Fuck your Super Bowl.
I'd
No
like to
one
point.
wants to hear that shit.
Yeah, I'd like to point
But
out that the Citadel has just as many wins against the SEC as Ohio State does this century.
that's true.
Granted,
Um,
one of those wins was against us, but
yeah. Anyway, what were your games you were talking about that you like? You can be selfish for a minute. What do you like?
honestly, call me crazy, but I like some of these SEC versus ACC matchups.
Okay. Well, and that's fine. Which ones do you like? Go ahead, spit them out. What do you got?
Honestly, early in the year, I don't dislike Tennessee and NC State. Now, I think Tennessee should win that game. I think Tennessee. I think that's a good. I think that's a good litmus test for if Tennessee is legit or not.
Okay.
I think that game will tell us a lot about how Tennessee's season will go, even though it's a non-con game.
Right. Okay, that's fair. What else you got?
What else do I got? I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see Georgia and Clemson. Now, there's obviously a lot of people that say that Georgia's just going to blow them out, which, I mean, could happen. But I think Clemson's defense will keep the game somewhat interesting. And it's not going to be like the last time, but I think that.
Well,
I
if
think that.
you remember, the last time these two played, the Georgia offense couldn't do shit against Clemson.
I know
Now the
zero
Clemson
offensive
offense didn't
touchdowns.
do anything there. There was it was a pick six that ended up putting Clemson down. But I'm not saying it's going to be the same kind of matchup. I would be inclined to take the under. I'm not even sure what the over under is right now, but I would take the under.
I would take the under on that. I would take the under on just looking at week one. I would take the under on South on the spread. You mean you take Clemson to cover or under on points? You're talking points over under
I'm
on
taking the
points.
total points. So
Yeah, yeah.
like whatever, like I don't know what the total points are, but whatever it is, I'll take the under as of right now. That game screams to me like 16-7 Georgia. Yeah.
16-7. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you ask me to like pick that right now, I would say 16-7 Georgia. Simply because look, Georgia they got a big ass chip on their shoulder, and yes, Carson Beck is great, and you've got ETN and all that, but in the end, that Clemson defense is stout, and I've said it once and I'll say it again. That will be the best defense that Georgia faces all season long. Goes right through your SEO. We play defense in the SEC. Shut your mouth. The best defense that Georgia will face this season is Clemson in week 1. Now, everybody that runs their mouth and they'll flaunt their dick suckers about, oh, the SEC this and that. We have we've got all these NFL play. No one gives a fuck when you put them out on the field. Okay, one of the top 10 defenses this season will be Clemson, and I don't think there's a defense that'll be ranked higher that Georgia will face. I think Alabama's on the schedule. That might be the second one.
I
But as
think I
far as
trust.
from top to bottom, it's the Clemson defense by far.
I think I trust Clemson's defense more than I trust Bama's. Both pretty. Both. Both really good, but I think Clemson's defense is better.
Well, I give Clemson's defense the edge because Alabama's got a completely different staff. You know,
First year defensive coordinator, first year head coach.
Clemson should come out wearing badges, and all the fans should carry handcuffs. All the Georgia players will run back to Athens. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know if that's the way to look at it or not. I get where he's going with that, but on the other hand, I think Kirby Smart's going to try to be smart. Look what I did there. I think he's going to run the ball, try to grind the game down, and get out of there with a win. I don't think that the thing that'll kill Clemson in that game is if Klubnik throws picks. If Klubnik throws picks or Maffa misses a block like he did in the Florida State game,
Mm-hmm.
and Klubnik has the happy feet again, it could be a problem.
If y'all don't turn the ball over, it can be a very interesting game.
Biscuit says you guys have to get over this is professional football now. Graduation rates don't matter. Just win. Yeah, I think you're correct. I think you're correct, sir. Let's see here. The best defense I've seen in college was the 2010 Bama defense. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Does Georgia offer a degree in criminal justice? Rooster's just, man, Rooster's just piling on today. His team doesn't have to play Georgia this year, so he can run that mouth. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I heard Ra Thomas got in some trouble.
Yeah, that just happens.
Yeah.
All right, you got other games you like?
Other games I like. There's definitely some SEC matchups I've looked at that I really like in the season.
All right, well, I'm going to be, Stephen A says I must be unemployed again. No, I'm not unemployed. I have readily employed. I've got a full-time job with iHeartMedia as I work as a corporate job with them. I also have basically 3 small businesses that I run on my own. So good luck with that, sir. I have more work than I know what to do with. So I just make time to do this show because I like doing it. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke that, sir. I know. I'm picking at you, Steven. Anyway, here are the games that I really like. Now, I obviously like the Clemson Georgia matchup simply because of the recruiting that goes into that mess. I also like the Clemson Florida State matchup simply because I have like this thing against Florida State now, and I can't stand Mike Norvell. And I've heard some of the shit he's been saying on the recruiting trail. Why would you want to go to Clemson? Dabo Sweeney's not going to get another title. They're not going to be the best in the ACC. I've heard that he said that to, some of these kids that he's recruiting against Clemson with. And that's fine. That's fine. So I have this thing against Florida State now. So the Clemson Florida State matchup, that's in the mix. Now, I like Georgia Alabama on September the 28th. I mean, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Let's see. What were the other games that I had on here? Oh, Georgia and Ole Miss, November the 9th.
Yeah, at the
Now,
Grove.
this is Lane Kiffin's. This is Lane Kiffin's. His chance. He's got to. It's the battle of Saban clones, basically. All right. Both of them work for Saban. Both of them moved on to the SEC, another SEC school. Kiffin's trying to make it where, hey, come to the SIP. That's their thing.
Yeah.
Like, really? That poor guy. He's trying to sell some hot dog water there, and he's doing a good job with it. So Georgia at Ole Miss, if he can win that matchup, that might be the way to go for him. I mean, that could be a really, really big deal there. Let's see here. Up next, what were the other games that I had? Oh, Alabama at LSU. First time DeBoer plays against. Um, it goes down to Baton Rouge. That's going to be fun. Tennessee at Georgia. Here's the reason that I want to watch that game. Simply because the Tennessee folks, they'll probably come into that matchup and if they win against NC State, I'm not sure how the rest of their stuff sets up, but they're going to think, hey, we could be competing for a final SEC spot, and that's fine. I'm just waiting to see what they're going to call for is going to be the excuse this time. Is it going to be, they
Stein
try to slow the game down. Someone put sand on the field. Our
Sign stealing.
quarterback got hurt. Was that?
Sign stealing.
Yeah, someone was stealing signs. We didn't care about that game. It rained. I mean, just the. I've got my bingo card out, and I cannot wait.
The worst
Cannot
one
wait.
the worst one was we lost to Georgia on purpose so we could backdoor our way into the 14 playoff. That was the
I,
worst one.
I got nothing on that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I just cannot wait for the excuses. Also, you got Alabama coming to Tennessee. What's going to be the excuses there if Tennessee drops that game? Oof, that's going to be. I mean, I just can't wait for that stuff. It's just going to be funny. I don't care which team wins or loses. If Tennessee loses, though, it's going to be funny because they always have an excuse. We wouldn't have lost if we would have had this. Or with this stuff, we were cheated. If Nico didn't get hurt, we would have been. I mean, that's the shit we're gonna have. So, what is a second string office, Billy? I don't even know what that is. And bowl games don't matter on this program. If you're not playing in the college football playoff, especially now, whatever
The,
bowl game you're playing in doesn't matter. They are stealing from you. If you buy a bowl ticket this year, if your team doesn't make the playoff, first of all, you're supporting a team that wasn't good enough to be in the top 10% of college football, essentially. You should live with that. But the way to get rid of these bowl games is for people to stop fucking going. I mean, that's kind of the way it goes. I know we all like to watch football, but in the end, do we really give a shit about the Lakewood Tire Toilet Bowl on December the 8th? Not so much. Not so much.
I wish
Anyway,
bowl games mattered again, but they don't.
well, they don't. They don't. And then like I remember as a kid, I remember when South Carolina went to the CarQuest Bowl. And it was like a huge freaking deal that they were going to the CarQuest Bowl. And people were losing their minds about it. And that was South Carolina's first bowl win. And and Gamecock fans should be happy about that. I mean, but in the end, looking back on it, I mean, it was important then, but now it's just not. It's just not.
Yeah. I feel so stupid for getting excited going to the Gator Bowl. Well, I mean, it's the first bowl game I've ever been to in person.
Anyway, other matchups I like: NC State at Clemson on September the 28th. That's going to be good. Dave Doran has that game marked on his schedule. Oof. I mean, he's going to be light years ahead on that one. So there you go. There's the games that I like heading into the upcoming season. Those are the games that like I'm going to watch. I'm going to have them like squared away. Hey, this is what we're going to do. Bam, 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 and then go from there. I mean, I'm going to have those appointment viewing. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch other games, but appointment viewing on those. Those will definitely be in the mix. Now, someone asked me earlier. I was talking with a friend of mine that does some radio up in North Carolina, and he asked me, he's like, "What South Carolina games are you looking forward to?" The Kentucky game. The Kentucky game is to me is like the hinge point for South Carolina on the season. If they go to Kentucky and win, and they're 2-0 coming out of that, they could be a 6-6 team. If they go to Kentucky and they get smoked, they lose 29-7 or something like that. It's gonna be a long, long season. So yeah, that matchup with Kentucky, I'm kind of looking forward to that. And what was the other game? Oh, the Missouri South Carolina game, just for my friends at the Mazodcast. So there you go.
I know some
Uh,
people that are picking us to win that game. I don't know why, because Missouri's beaten us like 5 years in a
plus,
row.
you lost 5 years in a row to Missouri, and it shouldn't be that way, but you are. You have, and that's just the way that it is. So, but see, it's gotten to the point now where we used to have like great bowl matchups where the bowl games did actually mean something. But now those matchups come in the middle of the season. Like, Clemson, their two non-conference matchups with Georgia and South Carolina are more intriguing than any other game they're going to get in a bowl section.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we play South Carolina every year, but I see the Georgia point.
well, I know, but I mean, you're not going to have the, like, let's say that Clemson gets a matchup with, I don't know, Auburn. Half the teams are going to opt out, and it's not going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the same. So,
What do you think
anyway,
ruined bowl games?
the college football playoff did. Expanding it to 12 teams ruined it. I mean, it was pretty much ruined anyway with the whole with the four teams, but now that you have 12 teams, I mean, you know,
I was
the
a big
next thing
fan
that's
of
going to
the.
be ruined is the conference championship games. I think they're going to end up at a point where it's like, if you're 12-0 going into the conference title game, you're playing a 9-3 team in the conference championship game, a team you've already beaten. How do you benefit other than saying, "Hey, maybe I'll get a first round bye"? I don't know. I don't know, man. I think those are going to go away.
What
So
conference titles?
yeah, conference championship games.
That's ridiculous.
Well, they're nothing but a money plug anyway. I mean, it's more money for the conference, etc. I don't know
Yeah, I
what
know
NC
that.
State is ranked. Let me see here.
They'll be in the 20s.
Yeah, I mean they should be. Look, they've got a lot of tools and stuff up there at NC State. I don't know. Grayson McCall, we got to interview him at ACC kickoff. That's here on the um, on the channel. Go back and look in the history of the streams there. Or actually, no, you just look for the videos of him there. He seems like he's a confident dude. I worry that if I were an NC State fan, though, I would worry that Grayson McCall was the product of a a unique offense with the way they did a lot of run pass option and stuff like that. I mean, it was interesting what they did at Coastal Carolina, but a lot of it came back down to timing and everything else. And I don't know if he's going to have that. I really don't. So he may end up being great. He was a great passer there because a lot of the passes that he had to make, they were timing throws or they were throws to guys that were just wide ass open because they were too the defense was too engaged, bringing up linebackers and safeties and everything else to stop the pass rush.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can call it a gimmick, Daniel, if that makes you feel better. I know Tennessee fans have to have something to, you know, to deal with being the fastest 3 and out in college football, which they can be. They can be. It's just the Tennessee fan. You're the excuse machine, man. That's all Tennessee fans are. It's ridiculous.
So do you think we cheated against Tennessee 2 years ago?
No, you didn't cheat against Tennessee 2 years ago. I think there's stuff behind the scenes that were going on in the locker rooms there with Heupel not being a very good coach and being able to keep things in check. There was something with one of their linebackers lost his shit or something like that. And Heupel's a eunuch and couldn't keep people in check. There was talk about that. And if let's just say that there was a chance that South Carolina was able to steal their signs. Well, if that's the case and you couldn't figure it out after the first quarter, then your whole fucking coaching staff needs to be fired. They're as dumb as I've said they've been. If you can't look at it after the first quarter and be like, oh, these motherfuckers have all of our signs, then your coaching staff are marble sucking, paint chip eating bitches. So you can make a choice. Do you have marble sucking, paint chip eating bitches, or was South Carolina stealing signs? It's one or the other with me. I mean, it's just kind of the way it works out.
I mean, it's an 11. It was an 11 play offense. That's what Jalen Hyatt said when he was interviewed.
Well, look, there's a reason that um, the Tennessee quarterback was kind of thrown on a hooker, wasn't well thought of at Virginia Tech. The offense was more complicated there. The offense for Tennessee is simple. It's basically what they said, 11 plays. And that stuff can work, by the way. I'm not saying it can't work, but it's also let's run up to the line to mask an offensive line that we don't have a lot of depth with. That's what it's built for. It's exactly what it's built for. If you go back and look at all of them with Mike Leach tendencies, they'll tell you that a lot of it has to do with the fact that they couldn't recruit players like Oklahoma had on their line. So you could go and you can get these guys, and hey, we come out early, and then we don't give the defense time to set because we can't go man on man because we don't have the players to do it. And it works. It works. No one's won a championship with it though, where it's just that type of offense. That's it. Nobody's won a title with it. People eventually figure it out. Good coaches like Lane Kiffin figure out ways to maneuver around it. Oh my God, fall down and slow you down. I mean, it's not really that complicated.
What I will say is that you mentioned Mike Leach tendencies. I don't. I personally think it's the way I describe that offense is a vertical running spread offense. Hurry up, vertical running spread. That's how I describe it. I don't think it's that much of an air raid. They actually run the ball more than they pass, believe it or not.
Yeah. So there you go. Billy says, "Who led the SEC in rushing last year?" Yes,
Cody Schrader.
yes, yeah. Cody Schrader did. That's true. He's talking about the teams. I don't know. I mean, you would think a team that could rush the ball wouldn't get their fucking dicks handed to them by Missouri. Just saying. That wouldn't happen if you could actually rush the ball and not be against teams that were worth a shit. We can go back and break it down game by game if you want. When you played against real teams, you didn't really run the ball very well. So there's that.
The funniest
Anyway,
thing ever was when that Tennessee fan called that idiot Tennessee fan called on your show right before I did one time, and he was saying, "Oh, Josh Heupel's an idiot. You need to start Nico Yamialave," and you're like, "No, he's a true freshman. You're gonna let a true freshman make his first start in a game like this."
hold on. Why is that a bullshit answer? Why is that a bullshit answer? What I just said. If you had a really good rushing attack, why did you look like a cunt against Mizzou? I mean, it's a fair statement. Remember, you had the quarterback that could throw the ball 70 yards from his knees. He could sit there and pray to Jesus and throw the ball 70 yards from his knees. So if he could do that and you had the best rushing attack in the conference, why couldn't you show up against Mizzou? Why couldn't you go down to Gainesville and beat a shit Florida team? Why couldn't you do that? Don't come at me with your bullshit. Y'all are ridiculous. Anyway.
Is that from the comment section?
Yeah, Billy's talking about it's a bullshit answer. It's not. It's factual. Let's bring someone else into here. Daniel, welcome to the program.
What's up, Rob? I was wondering. I know just the sound of Tennessee fucking makes you fucking pop off the pillow. You can't stand it. I know you can't stand it, but it's okay. You don't have to play us anytime soon.
Tennessee's not a relevant program. I laugh at Tennessee fans because you haven't been relevant in forever. Missouri's a better program than you are right now.
Yeah, Missouri's a better program. They had one winning season. Heupel owns drink, but yeah, just because you hate Tennessee, they're a better program. Shut the fuck up, you clown. You're such a fucking clown. Program, sir. You and Dabo suck each other's fucking dicks. Your coach doesn't even use the portal, you fucking idiot. Your coach doesn't even use the fucking portal.
Dabo looks at national championship titles.
What a fuck! It makes Beamer. Hey, the best coach in South Carolina. The best coach in Carolina is in South Carolina. Dabo's fucking.
Hold on. When did I ever say that South Carolina is so great? When did
Dabo's fucking done? He might as well retire. He might as well retire.
South Carolina.
He might as well retire from football, dude.
If you think I'm so over the hill, call-in show, sir, you're out of your mind.
I don't think you're hyping. Beamer's a fucking clown too. We all know.
I'm not hyping him up. You've got the wrong idea if you think I'm hyping Beamer in South Carolina up on this show.
You're not hyping Beamer up. Who would? He can't fucking win consistently. Y'all want to talk? Y'all want to get on here and the Carolinas want to gang up on Tennessee because you can't stand Tennessee is starting to have success. That's point blank. Period. You cannot stand it.
Success have you had, asshole?
Cannot fucking stand it.
Hold on. I'm gonna mute you for a second. So I will unmute you in a minute. Tell me what success you've had. We beat Alabama. We threw our fucking goalpost in there. Did you win a division title? No. Did you beat Georgia that year? No. Here's what you did. You beat Clemson, which is a better fucking program than you are. Hang your fucking banner and move on. Now, what else have you done besides that? I'm going to unmute you now. Let's see what he has to say. What have you done besides that? The only thing that you should say is very simple. I'm going to help you here. I'm going to help you out. We won a college baseball national title, or we were pretty good in 1998. That's the only thing you could say to me that is viable. The rest of your program is hot dog water bullshit. That is it. You are nothing but a sanctioned ass piece of shit program that continues to cloud the program that I run here with your nonsense. You haven't done shit in forever. All right? You won a college baseball title and you were good in 1998 and you managed to get off and beat the NCAA and avoid sanctions. That's the only three things that you can say to me now when I reopen up your microphone. If that's not the first thing out, I'm just going to hang up on you. Go ahead. Go.
So wait, come out. Where am I? Oh, we won a national title in '98. Yes, we did that.
You won a national title in baseball.
That's what you told me to say. And we won one in baseball. Yeah.
That's right. You won a national title in baseball.
Yep.
You were pretty good in football in 1998.
Okay, that's it.
And you avoiding sanctions. All right, there you go. You've told me what Tennessee's great at. Thank you for joining the program. There you go. That's how you deal with Tennessee folks. You educate them, and then you move on. Sorry. Learn to beat a piss
I just
poor
didn't understand that this
on the road. Learn to do that. That's the way that it should be.
Yeah, I just didn't understand the guy was coming after me saying like, "Oh, he was coming after me like I was hyping South Carolina up or something like that."
Yeah, that's what they do. Well, because if you remember, Spencer Rattler said it. South Carolina was their Super Bowl. And he was right. South Carolina was their Super Bowl. So, I don't know what else you want from me when it comes to the Tennessee folks. Billy says I'm an idiot and I'm full of shit. What did I say that was incorrect? You were really good in 1998. You beat Clemson in a bowl game no one gave a fuck about. You beat Alabama and broke a 17-game losing streak to them, and then you all acted like hillbillies and threw the fucking goalposts in the water. And you won the national title in baseball. What else have you done? What else have you fucking done that makes me think I have to sit here and listen to you talk about how great your program is when you haven't done shit? It's ridiculous. Just stop. It's just fucking beyond stupid to me. The shit that I have to listen to. Oh, we're winning now. Yeah, okay. I'd rather have Dorkowitz than Heupel. I really would. At least I know what I'm getting with Dorkowitz.
I actually like Drink, believe it or not.
What do you like about Drinkowitz?
He's had a lot of success as a play caller at NC State, and he's as an OC at NC State. Yeah, he gets a lot of flack for being nerdy, but I like the type of offense he runs.
I thought he was just at App State. I didn't know he
was at NC. Yeah, he was the OC at NC State a while back, earlier in Dave Dorn's tenure. Yeah.
So there's that. Anyway, always have a fucking excuse, fucking full of shit. No, sir. Everything I said is factual. Tell me what I was wrong about. Won a college baseball title this year. Congratulations. You won a national title in a sport that is outdrawn by women's gymnastics. Look it up. You won the niche sport. Congratulations. I love college baseball. More people go and watch SEC gymnasts than they go to the baseball games. Put that in your pipe and smoke it too. You won a national title in 1998. That's awesome. You beat Clemson in a bowl game no one gives a fuck about. That's awesome. Most sanctioned program in the SEC since 2000. I guess you can hang a banner up with that. Maybe you can get Peyton Manning to put one of them on his forehead. He's got plenty of room there. I watched him doing Olympic coverage the other night. That's what they should have up there. Half of Peyton Manning's forehead should be, we beat Clemson. The other half is most sanctioned in the conference. Put both of those on there and then go from there.
We got some comments. Tennessee owns the state of South Carolina.
I'm not putting you back on, Daniel. Go away. You have nothing to say here other than what I told you to say. We're trying to keep this program at a level of factual information. I told you everything Tennessee's good at. Now, if you have something you want to say about the Tennessee program for this year and how great you think they're going to be, would love to have it. We'll put it on the bookcase of accountability and it'll get shot down with stupidity like it does every year. So if you want to talk about Tennessee this year, be happy to do that for you. But as far as the past, you haven't done shit since 1998 other than the stuff that I told you. Now, do you have something to say about the program this year, sir? You can nod your head and then I'll bring you on. Okay. So you have something to say about Tennessee this year. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if you can follow directions. All right. What about Tennessee this year, sir?
I think Tennessee is going to be a very good football team this year, Rob. I don't know who that Daniel guy was earlier that was talking to you. Oh, my God. What a fucking idiot. Hey, but I do have a quick question.
Sure.
I really want you to so you do believe Drinkowitz is a better coach than Heupel, right?
I said I said I would rather have Drinkowitz over Heupel because I believe in the system that Drinkowitz runs. So
But before
I think
when we were
Heupel's
talking the first
set up.
time, you
Mhm.
said you said Drinkowitz was better. That's what you said.
Oh, okay. Well, I would rather have Drinkowitz than Heupel, and he is. Yeah, I think he is going to be better. He's
So a
done
coach
more.
that's
He's done more with less. He already has.
how many years has he been at Mizzou? 5.
5 years, something like that.
He's
4.
had one
Yeah.
winning season in 5 years. One.
Cool.
Heupel's had 3 winning seasons in 3 years. Now, come on now. At least I know you hate Tennessee, but at least be realistic. At least. Come on,
Look,
dude.
it's about a vanilla on a chocolate thing here. Okay. Some people like certain things. I don't like the way Heupel runs the program.
You don't have to like
And,
the way he runs the program.
and
It
as a
doesn't make him a
Tennessee
better or
fan,
worse coach.
you shouldn't like it either. You heard about the stuff with your linebacker losing his shit at the South Carolina
That
game?
was a Jeremy Banks,
Oh,
fucking Jeremy Pruitt
okay.
recruited kid that's gone and forgot about
Who was
in this
who
team.
was the head coach of that team, sir?
Josh Heupel.
Okay, so Josh Heupel had to deal with this idiot, and you're telling me that this kid wasn't a problem before then?
I don't know the kid, so
Okay,
maybe
well,
not.
according to Tennessee insiders at Ball Insider and everything else, he's been an issue before, and Heupel didn't have the balls to get rid of him beforehand. And so, according to the Tennessee folks that I've listened to, especially about that game, it was sign stealing or the fact that this kid lost his shit and didn't play. So, which one is it?
So if you have a kid, so I guess Kirby Smart's in the same boat. If you have kids that cause problems, then
Please don't,
you
sir,
should kick them all off the team.
I cannot let you sit here and
That's
put
what you're saying.
Josh Heupel in the same conversation.
He's not. He's not. He's not as good as Kirby. I'll put that on the record right now. He's not as good as Kirby.
Don't compare the two. That's not a fair assessment.
I'm comparing the two situations. That's what I'm comparing.
Sure.
You said if you don't have the balls to kick a kid off that causes problems. Every college football team in America has a player that causes a problem on a team. Not every one of them get kicked off the team. That doesn't make you a good or bad coach.
Okay.
If that was the case, Kirby Smart would have to kick however many guys have been arrested for fucking speeding and driving. Like, I mean, come on.
Did he cause problems enough where it ended up costing you a game and you got embarrassed by an awful?
That's not why we lost. That's not why we lost because we just wasn't ready to play. South Carolina kicked our ass. Point blank, fucking simple.
So you think that's why you lost? At least you're honest about that. And you're not talking about sand on the field.
No, there was no fucking
stealing
sand on the fucking
signs. And at least you're
honest.
Even
if they did steal signs, we wouldn't have lost that day.
Just shredded that secondary.
They did. They
ran
did.
up and down the field like it was a damn Arena League game.
They did. Then we took our anger out on Clemson a few weeks later, so it was okay.
Sure. In a bowl game that doesn't matter. Bowl games don't matter.
Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I forgot. They don't matter.
Yeah. They don't matter. If it's not a college football playoff game, look, I forgot. Hold on, let me slow down a second. Tennessee has never been to the college football playoff, so you don't understand what going to the college football playoff means. So I can't expect you to understand what going to that means, and then when you don't, it gets really hard to get up for a team like Tennessee.
See, this was the thing. Early in 2022, I called into this show. It was you and Kale, and you said I asked you. I said if Tennessee was to play Clemson this year, what would happen? And you said y'all would beat the fuck out of us. That was your word. Yeah, we can go back and find it. So what happened?
Well, I can tell you what happened. 4 guys on the defensive line did not play.
Hey, Breeze, he played, whether you like it or not.
No, sir. 4 guys on the defensive line did not play.
Who?
I've got to look it up in my notes. It was 4 guys that did not play. 2 linebackers did not play. All right. Also, they ran out a quarterback that wasn't there at the start of the season. I mean, when you
and they're still running him out today. They're still running him out today.
I'm with you on that, but you're telling me that seasoning doesn't help a quarterback?
It does.
Okay,
it does.
So
we trotted out.
quarterback and a completely different system with an offensive coordinator who was on his ass and on the way out.
We trotted a quarterback out that was terrible his whole career.
You know, look, and since you were honest about South Carolina and how they beat the fuck out of you,
they did.
All right, I will be honest with you about this. You won the Clemson game. Congratulations. You beat the team that Clemson sent out there. Awesome for you. As I've said before, you guys can hang a banner up there.
Nah, we don't need a banner.
Well,
I really do.
20 years, man.
I really do hope we match up with Clemson at some point in the playoffs.
You have 2 great wins in 20 years.
Perfect. I really hope we match up with y'all in a playoff coming soon. I really do.
Y'all aren't going to the playoffs. Stop it.
Are you? Are you?
No, probably not. But I know y'all aren't going to the playoffs.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because of your schedule.
So the SEC schedule is harder than the ACC schedule. Thank you, Rob. Bye-bye.
No, that's not what I said. I said because of your schedule and the way it's set up. You could lose to NC State. Stop thinking you're better than they are. You are the SEC version of NC State. Good for a little bit here and there, but in the end, flat.
If they lose to NC State, you can forget anything about playoffs. You can forget the word. You can forget the word playoff if you lose to NC State.
By the way, Grayson McCall talked a little bit about that game at ACC kickoff last week. And the way that he talked, he wasn't intimidated by you people. He was not intimidated by you people. Sorry. And by the way, nobody's really intimidated by you. Unless it's Vanderbilt. Nobody goes out there with fear in their heart for the Tennessee program. That's ridiculous. All right. Anybody else want to join the program today? You got anything else there, Sporty?
Yeah, I'm not surprised of what we've seen from some of the Tennessee fans coming on this channel. I mean, I feel like there's some really good ones out there. I have some good Tennessee fans that I know in person. I have some good ones that watch my channel, watch my videos, believe it or not. I just feel like, have you ever heard the saying that a few bad apples spoil the bunch?
Hold on. I got to stop you for a second. Spurs Up says Missouri's 49-38 in the past 7 years. Tennessee's 47-39 in the past 7 years.
Does that mean Missouri's a better program?
Well, and I can tell you what, and maybe I'll look this up for the Rob and Kale show tomorrow night, or maybe for the rundown tomorrow. Tennessee's had better recruits, and you were cheating. You were absolutely fucking cheating too. You were cheating to get players, and you still fucking can't get a better record than Mizzou. And you're coming at me with, oh, Tennessee's not a – Missouri's a better program. How many years do I need to pick there, orange flavored? How many do you want? Do you want me just to pick – how about just 1 year where you won 10 games? Is that the only year I can pick? What a mess. What a mess. Let me welcome Harry to the program. Harry, you're not coming on here to ride Tennessee penis, are you?
No, I was going to kind of hippie segue out of the show here.
Sure.
Asking how many rival fans of Georgia are going to join in the Florida Gator campaign to have UGA to fire Kirby Smart.
Wait. So I've heard that there are people that have said if there's one more incident, Kirby Smart has to deal with it, etc. On the other hand, it's a completely different thing here. And see, that's where the Tennessee folks don't get it. The guys that are out there, yes, they're having issues at Georgia and everywhere else, but they're not doing things to fuck over the team. These guys get between the lines. They're fucking ballers. This guy allegedly did shit to screw up the team and the chemistry of the team. Majority of the shit you see from Georgia is, man, you come here, you got to work hard. You got to have your shit together. Just saying. Completely different animal.
I agree, but I got tickled this morning when I had about like 5 administrative notices on the group, and I go to look and see what it is, and uh, uh, almost all the rivals this that time of year, so they're piling on. And
What are they? Well, what do they expect to get out of that? Just
well,
we're gonna screw you out of your coach. Here's what you should do. Here's what you should do. If it's pissed you off that bad,
it didn't piss me off.
go and donate some money to your NIL campaign and try to get better players to beat him. Beat him. That's how you do it. You don't sit there and bitch and piss and moan about, they had some drunk drivers and blah blah blah. How about go up there and whip his ass on the field? Let's try that.
That get him going faster than any way of the way.
That'll get him going faster than you filing a lawsuit like a punk bitch. Because that's what that is. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go, and y'all take care, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. I can't believe there are Florida fans that are and here's the thing, like they give a shit. Do you think the Florida fans actually give a shit about those players and the mistakes that they made? Brother, if you go to Gator Zone and look at some of the shit that they put out when ETN left, a lot of it's been deleted as of right now. But some of the shit that they put out there was bad. Talking about, a mess. It's the only term I can use is a mess.
Was it threats and stuff?
Just, he was terrible and he wasn't very good for us on the field. Get out of here with that bullshit.
See, what pisses I can't even make fun of Florida for that when South Carolina fans did the exact same thing when we lost Jaheim Bell and Marshawn Lloyd, our top 2 running backs from 2022.
Yeah, but to be fair, Jaheim Bell wasn't really that good. He wasn't at the level that ETN is.
But for us, he was one of our better pieces on offense.
Okay. Look, his mama lost her shit in the stands and was on Twitter and everything else.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And he acted like a dickhead on the sidelines, and they had to shield him away from the crowd because he was running his mouth to the crowd.
No, but Marshawn Lloyd was our only source of running game in that 2022.
I'll give you Marshawn Lloyd, but Jaheim Bell, I would like to think that he was told, all right, you got to go somewhere else. So
yeah, but Marshawn Lloyd, a lot of South Carolina fans were like, "Oh, we don't need him. He wasn't any good, anyways."
Marshawn Lloyd had a pretty decent season in Southern Cal.
Yeah,
that's where he transferred to, right? Yeah, he had a pretty good season there.
What's his name? Did nothing but underachieve at Florida State. I don't even think he was in the starting. Didn't he opt out for the draft and then didn't get drafted or something? I don't know.
Billy says, let's hear the excuses why ETN left. Here we go. I don't know why he left Florida. I mean, maybe he actually wants to go somewhere where he can win some hardware. Maybe he wants to play for a team that, where he's not the 4th best team in his state. Maybe it's part of that. I don't know.
Also, did you see I don't know how much you watch Uncle Lou and his content, but I saw a clip from one of his live shows.
I don't watch a whole bunch of it, but I watch some of it. I check out some of his live streams.
Did you watch the clip of the Florida fan claiming that Florida is a blue blood on his show? Lou lost it. I have never seen him get this mad in a long time. This is the most angry I've seen him get this summer. I mean, or this off season, I should say.
Yeah, I got nothing for you on that.
He came unglued.
I think that I laugh sometimes with Octavian gets on and talks about Florida's going 17-0, and it's like, yeah, okay.
No, it's worse than that kind of stuff. He claimed definitively Florida is a definitive blue blood. And Lou is like, "Sir, you've been in the SEC it took you 60 years to win a conference championship in the SEC, and you're here saying that you're a blue blood. This is ridiculous. He was like, this is ridiculous. I thought I heard it all.
Well, to be fair, I mean there was a set in time where, I mean, there were some years Georgia wasn't that good either. I
No,
mean, Kirby Smart got a loss to Vanderbilt, so I mean teams can go through cycles.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was saying Georgia's not even a blue. He's saying Georgia's not a blue blood either.
Well, I mean they won 2 straight national titles in the past 3 years. I mean, what do you want from them? I don't
mean, you
know
can't
where to go from there.
I mean, you can't become a blue blood today. At least that's my definition of a blue blood. Blue bloods are the backbone of college football. Now, being a blue blood in today's college football, it doesn't mean anything. It just meant that historically you have a lot of prestige. You've been relevant when I say relevant, winning conference and national championships consistently every decade. That's what I mean. Like, in my opinion, these are the 8 definitive blue bloods in college football. Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Southern Cal, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, and then one more. I'm thinking of one more. But yeah, those are your blue bloods. Now, some of these schools are like Nebraska, for example. Nebraska hasn't done anything this century. They're irrelevant now. So being a blue blood doesn't mean like you're good today. Like Notre Dame hasn't won a national title since 1987. Like blue blood has to do with what you've done in the past.
Notre Dame has consistently finished in the top 15 for like, I don't know, the past 5 seasons or something. I mean, they're legitimately right there on the cusp of it,
Yeah. But I was just talking about like winning national titles. They haven't won one since 1987. Now, granted, they're an independent and they're not able to play in conference championships. One year they did when they played in the ACC in 2020, lost to Clemson. That's the only time recently that they've played in something like that. But my point is, like, being a blue blood, like, it's great and all, but like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to it. I mean, it's just. I mean, Georgia's not a blue blood. You can't. My point is you can't start winning today. You can't win 5 national titles in a row and then become a blue blood. It doesn't work like that. And it's over a long decades. It's over a long stretch of time. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I think blue blood stuff should be reset every 10 years. So every 10 years, you look at it and like these are the teams that are the quote unquote blue bloods as of now.
Okay. I get what you're saying. And that makes sense.
Because if we just talk about, we could talk about how Yale and Army were great at one point.
Yeah.
They were winning all the national titles at one point. It's just not the way that it is. So.
Oh, Alabama. That was the last blue blood I was going to say. Yeah, but.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, how is Alabama not on the list?
Yeah, I forgot to mention Alabama. They were the one. I was trying to go by conference, so I named all the.
Well, you want to piss off some Alabama fans, just tell them about, about the days when they had like Derek Lassick running the ball and shit like that when they weren't really that fucking good. They don't want to talk about that. It's all about what Saban did.
Well, what happened with Bama is they went through a stretch where they just hired former Bear Bryant players and
yeah,
had a little bit of struggles there. But
that can't always work for you. So
if you do find the time in your schedule, I encourage you to watch this Uncle Lou video. It is.
I will add it to the list.
Uncle Lou comes unglued. I mean, it's just classic Lou.
Uncle Lou can get pissed off at times. It's actually kind of funny. So, yeah. Rooster says Blue Bloods is a good show. Tom Selleck is a great actor. Very good, sir. Very good. So, all right. Well, tomorrow on the program. Oh, we have football this week, ladies and gentlemen. The Hall of Fame game is Thursday night. Yeah, we'll give you a little preview of that. Maybe tomorrow on the show. May get into that tomorrow. That might be fun. And what else? Whatever else I can come up with. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Oh, One of the funny things to me before we get out of here today is that NBC paid millions and millions of dollars for the Olympic rights, and they're expecting people to watch tonight the gymnastics, which people love the gymnastics. That's fine. But Simone Biles and them went over there and handled business today. Won the team medal today. And just told all those Russians and Chinese and all those folks, yeah, you go to hell with it. But now, because of the delay in time, because they're 7 hours ahead of us, so right now it's 11 o'clock in Paris. So everything's pretty much wrapped up for the day, and they're going to be showing highlights tonight for the millions and millions of dollars they spent to show you the Olympics on fucking tape delay. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. You spent all this money on the Olympics, and yeah, they may show some of it during the middle of the day, but the soccer moms are all wherever. They think they're going to come home tonight and they're going to get up on the couch with their bonbons and watch the gymnastics. No, that shit ended. It's fucking over. Simone Biles knocked that shit out, but at 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's over. So no need to watch and see who's got the twisties. No one gives a shit. It's all over now. The last time the Olympics were really good for television was when it was like in Atlanta, because it was all in Eastern time and everybody could watch it live. Now, with the time difference, you can't. What a mess. All right. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Sporty. We'll talk to you later on.
For sure. Appreciate you having me.
There you go. All right. Anyway, there's that. Watch the tape delay of the Olympics. What a shit show. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on.